Hi everybody, I'm Cindy and this is Ideas Times 2. Welcome back to our channel. Today I have a tutorial, or craft with me as the case may be, because I don't have a prototype of the project that I want to make. But I was inspired the other day by this adorable little paper bag. I got takeout, and with my meal there was a little tiny loaf of bread, and they delivered it in this bag, and I thought, my gosh, that is so cute. I need to do something with that bag. And so I went on Pinterest and I looked around and I saw a flip through. Unfortunately, there was no tutorial, but there was a flip through of a really cute paper bag folio. And so if you've seen any of my other videos, you know that I like to make things with stuff we have lying around the house, paper bags and file folders and whatnot. And so I thought this would be a perfect project for a long skinny bag. So I decided to make one actually a little bigger by using this French loaf bag that I happen to have. And excuse the cat, excuse us, Lizzie. This is, I believe, 17 inches by 4.5 inches. Out of the way, come on, out of the way, come on. And this one is gusseted, as you can see, but we don't need to worry about the gussets because we're making a folio, and we don't need to worry about filling those. We're going to make our own pockets. And the first thing I'm going to do is cut off this edge. And I'm just using my straight scissors, but if you want to pink the edges or use fancy scissors or something on that, that would be fine. It'd be really cute with a scalloped edge or a deckled edge. But I'm just going with a straight edge. And the next thing I'm going to do is glue down these gussets. And I'm using Fabri-Tac, but this is the kind of thing you can use glue stick or double-sided tape or something like that for. Or if you want to sew the edges, that's fine too. But you just need to make sure that the edges on the sides here are flat. And I'm just using Fabri-Tac. It is my favorite glue, but it just happens to be what I have on my craft desk, so that's why I'm using it. And I'm going to glue that down. So I'm going to make this kind of like this, and I don't want it to be folded in thirds, but I am going to fold it twice, and I want this at about 5 and a half. I just need to make sure, because I already made a little journal to go in this pocket on the top, so I have to make sure that it's going to fit. There we go. And I'm going to grab my bone folder, make sure this is creased really well. And then for the top, and same thing, the bone folder, or your thumbnail, or whatever you happen to have around. If you don't have a bone folder, just you want to make sure the creases are nice and flat. So it should be something like this. That's literally the basic instruction. So from here on out, everything that I am doing, you can choose to do or not do, depending on your personal taste. So I am going to use this pocket to put a journal in, and I don't want it to accidentally slip down inside. So just for a little extra security, I'm going to go ahead and sew on my creases and on both of them, even though this one doesn't literally matter at all, I think it will help with stability. So if you would hang on for a second, I'm just going to sew these up real quick on my machine. If you don't have a sewing machine, you don't need to worry about it. This really is just for a little extra stability. So I'll be right back. Okay, so you can see I just did a fairly wide stitch, and just for, you know, to keep, I think it'll keep, especially down here, so it doesn't get too big. It'll keep it a little bit more stable. And to add to that stability, I'm going to put some fabric tape on the inside seams right here, and this is just Tim Holtz fabric tape. If you don't have any fabric tape, that's not a big deal either, because you have lots of other options. You can use washi tape, you can use fabric, a little bit of muslin, or even paper would work just as fine as well. But I had this fabric tape and I don't use it very often, and I think that's upside down, and I thought this would be a good place for the fabric tape. And I'm putting it on the inside like you would reinforce a spine, and I'm not going to put it on the outside. The reason I'm not putting it on the outside is so that it doesn't get too bulky at the folds. I'd be a little worried about that. But this just gives it a little bit more stability, a little bit more reinforcement, so that when it's opened and closed at those folds, it doesn't get too loose, or it doesn't tear. So, but literally, you know, you don't have fabric tape, you have lots of other options. Don't worry about it. But I love washi tape. I love this fabric tape, and when I see it, and if it's on sale especially, or I have a coupon or gift card, I can't help myself. I have a ridiculous number of rolls of decorative tape, fabric and washi. I can't, it's a sickness. I can't help myself. I'm sure none of you are like that, are you? I'm sure it's just me. I would be afraid to, excuse me, cat. I'd be afraid to count the number of rolls of washi tape that I have. It's seriously, it's an addiction. It's a problem. There we go. I think that's pretty good. So you can see it still folds really well. Lizzie, what is your problem today? My goodness. Could you excuse me? Excuse me? I just got home from work and she just had her dinner, and I think she thinks it's nap time now. And her after dinner nap is usually on my lap. I sit down with a book and she takes a nap on my lap. But I can't craft when you're on my lap. Or on my table. Out of the way. Okay. So what I'm going to do now is decorate. And you'll have 6 different places to add pockets or decorate. I'm not going to put a pocket on the front cover because the front pocket the front is a cover. But I am going to decorate it, and then on the other 5, I'm going to put some kind of a pocket. And so what I have, I've already made a couple of pockets, and I'm just going to glue this down, and what I used was cardstock, and this is underneath is just scrapbook paper. You could use both scrapbook paper, you could use fabric, you know, cardstock. I just, this is what I decided to use, and I'm going to glue it down all the way down. And so this will be just one big pocket. And I may decide to add a belly band or a corner tuck or something on here as well. But I think that the possibilities really for decorating this and making it a folio are you know, endless. You're only limited by your imagination, really. Sometimes when I get home from work, my imagination is limited. I get so tired some days. Yesterday, oh my gosh. My 9th graders are reading, or just finished reading, All Quiet on the Western Front. And we had an activity yesterday that was so exhausting, partly because my 9th graders, I don't know if other people have noticed this with adolescents in school, really after COVID, that they seem to, they're not like they used to be. And I teach, my students are all gifted. I teach in a program for gifted students. And I think after having online school for so long, that some of them have kind of forgotten how school is supposed to be. But boy, my kids are bright this year. They just don't know how to stop talking. So we had, the activity was really good. They were engaged the whole time. They did a fantastic job. Super proud of them. But I had to keep them on the tight leash. Okay. So this gives me one really big pocket here on the side, and I'll make a tag to go in there. And this I think I'm going to put on the back. Put that here. I do have my ink here. I am going to ink the whole thing. If you want to do that before you decorate, that would be great. A good time to do it. And I'm going to put the glue on here. And at this stage is where I would decide my closure. And you have lots of options with this project, as with most of my projects. I like options myself, and I know some people don't. Some people want to know everything exactly to the you know, each measurement, and I don't know, maybe it's because I have ADD. and I'm like, give me the stuff and let me work. So actually something, I'm going to put this to the side, because for my closure, make sure I have this going the right direction, I'm going to go ahead and put my closure on next. And this is what I had picked at first. It's kind of a velvet ribbon. But I decided it is too fancy for my theme. So I took it out, but I'm not going to use it. Instead, I'm going to use just your basic twine. And what I'm going to do is, so you can see what my thought process is here. I'm going to do it this way, so it ties on the front going this direction. And this is the top. But if you want to do this, you know, going this direction, that would be fine. If you want to close it with, I don't know, binder clip, or put some Velcro on here, and, you know, the options are limitless, really. But I'm going to put mine on next so that you can see what I'm doing. And let's see, this looks like it's about the center. I'm going to put a bead of glue. And then put my twine on there. I figure that the twine is going to wind up being stressed, so I want to make sure it's reinforced. So I'm going to tape it down as well, and I'll keep it flat till everything is dry. And I'm just using Scotch tape here, or cellophane tape. I don't know what the brand is. And then I'm going to put my pocket that I've already glued on top of that, and that should hold it really well with all those layers. And then you can see I have a pocket here. So I've got a pocket, I'll put a card in there, and a pocket on this side, and then when it's all decorated and closed, it will tie here. You don't have to do that at this stage. You can, you know, save the back for last. That might be easier, but I wanted you to see that. So now it's just a case of finished decorating. So I have stuff already kind of cut to approximately, hopefully, the right size. And I am not 100% sure what I'm going to do with each of the spots, but I do have paper cut out, and it looks like these are a little wide, but not too much. So my handy dandy paper cutter. I am in desperate need of some blades. And I probably have them, but I can't find anything in my craft room right now. So, but this is going to be the base. Regardless of what goes on top, the base is going to be, the base is going to be the base. And I'm going to round my corners. This one I might do as a double pocket, one a pocket here on this side and then a pocket here. And I think that would be cute. And then I could have, you know, maybe something with tabs, put tabs on things. I don't know, but I'm going to turn off my camera, and I'm going to finish the decorating here, and I will be back in a few minutes and show you how I finished everything up. All right, so I'll be back in a few. All right, I am back after decorating all 6 sides. So this is the front, and then it ties this way. And just tie it in a bow. So there's the front, there's the back. So on the back, I wanted to make sure that it didn't get too bulky because it's the back, and so it has just the one pocket here. On the inside, I left this open to be a pocket for a journal. here I have just the one pocket, the big pocket on the side, and then a corner tuck there. So you can put something here, something here. I did not put anything here. I may change my mind, but because the journal is going to be in this pocket, I thought it might get too heavy if I put something on here, so I just left it. Down here on the bottom, I have obviously this pocket here, then there's a pocket here, and a pocket here, and then on the back side, down here, I have this pocket on this side and one on this side. So that's 2, 3, 6, 7 different places to put ephemera. And I still may put something here, but I was a little worried that because it gets flipped up, things might fall out. And also, I'm not 100% sure, and so you may decide this is awful and do it your own way, but I put this, my paper is directional obviously, and I put it so it's going up because literally all, here is, up and down, here's up and down, here's up and down, here's up and down, here's up and down. The only other place that's different was the cover, and so when it's folded up, it is upside down, but when it's closed, it's not really I don't think it's really noticeable. So if your paper is directional, that's something to think about. And then here's the journal I made. It's just I think it's 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inches. And I used coordinating paper. It's the same as what I have on the background on the cover. And I put a collage on the front, 3-hole pamphlet stitch, reinforced with just paper on the inside. And then I have all different kinds of papers on the inside, just for something fun. And that goes on the inside. Now remember, the very first step we did was to glue the gussets. This is something I was thinking about, that maybe you might want to do, just glue the gussets from the 2 bottom folds on each side so that the top can expand a little more. The reason I decided not to do that was because I didn't want the journal to be too loose inside, so when you flip it open and closed, that the journal would fall out, which I think it would if the gusset was left fully open on each side, because it's going to make, I think the gusset was like an inch, about 3/4 of an inch on each fold, so that really expands, right? And I thought it would just be too big and it'd be floppy and come out, the journal would fall out. So, that's up to you if you want to glue that, thinking if somebody wants to put a bigger journal in there or they fill up the journal. But I did not, I was thinking the journal would just be for writing. But that's up to you, because as with everything, you have choice when you craft, what works for you, what works with your style. But there's my little project, a little paper bag folio. And now I have the fun task of filling all my pockets, which I'm excited about. I have all sorts of fun little things planned. I just got all of these adorable bee charms. And I've got these honeycomb ones that I just thought were too cute. And I know I'm going to use those. Aren't they cute? They're like, the light will shine through them. I don't know if you can see that, but I thought they were cute. So I'm going to add some charms and dangly things coming out of the pockets, because I think that's just fun. So I hope you give this project a try. I think this would be fun as an insert in a bigger journal, or a fun little gift. or Happy Mail, and I think it's super cute. I hope you like it too, and give it a try. If you haven't already done so, we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel. Just click the button and subscribe. And if you would like to get notifications when we have new content, click on the bell. You can find us on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Etsy. And the links to those will be down below. So thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you have a fantastic, fantastic week. And happy crafting, everybody. Bye-bye.